What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY in the overall market. I'm also going to talk about something very important that the man, the myth, the legend, Elon Musk said about Tesla. But just note that I am not a financial planner, so make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Webull link. If you deposit any amount of money, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 in total. And deposit $25,000 more, and you're guaranteed 75. The offer ends very soon, in just about 2 weeks from now. Anyways, now let's talk about the markets and Tesla. So Tesla stock started off with a little bit of a push, only to dip back down towards this 220 zone. We're a little bit below it. We're still holding 219, but right now we're just consolidating as time has been going on. So the question is, what's going to happen from here? Well, I first want to talk about what Elon Musk said before I break down more details about the charts. So Musk is saying that the Tesla SAM is going to be available worldwide, and that's actually a very, very big piece of news. So this is a very, very bold claim by Elon Musk himself. Musk was basically talking about how people did not believe in a 500-mile range Class 8 truck. People did not believe it would be feasible. People thought that Tesla would struggle. And Musk is saying that, you know what, Tesla's semi is going to be available all around the world, but they just need to bring it to production. And he's very, very confident in that claim. So I think that as time goes on, we're going to be looking for a lot of shifts in the trucking industry. I think that the whole world is basically going electric as time goes on. I don't think that it's gonna happen overnight over the next few decades. That this is gonna become the new norm, and I think as time goes on, there's gonna be more and more electric trucks out there. So I think that the entire trucking industry is gonna be disrupted by this. Tesla's already started low volume production of its semis in Nevada, so the gigafactory over there just outside of Reno. And they plan on building another plant next to the factory to produce the Tesla Semi at large volume, starting potentially next year. So they're trying to ramp up production in 2025, and they will eventually produce as many as 50,000 trucks per year. That is very, very crazy, amazing news for Tesla if you consider how much revenue this will bring in for them and how massive the trucking industry happens to be. And if they incorporate FSD into it, it's going to be very bullish as well. So I think this is a very, very bullish catalyst. And with Musk saying that it's not just the American markets that they're going to be expanding into, but also the European markets, also markets in potentially Latin America and Asia and all over the world. So that's what Musk is trying to tell us. We're starting right here, but this is going to expand like crazy. Now, another thing worth mentioning about Tesla is that next week we have earnings. So, as far as Tesla stock is moving, earnings is going to be a make or break for the share price. Okay. So, if we get weak earnings, Tesla does not do well, we could collapse below 200 and we could be looking for the 190s. Okay. But if we do really well with earnings and this thing manages to break past, the 225 area, the 230 area, we could fill the gap all the way back up close to 240. So it's going to make a 20-point move, at least if we were to be very close to where we are right now by earnings. We'll see if we get a big pump or dump. And this is going to depend on what kind of vision Musk gives us, not to mention how earnings go and their guidance and all these different factors. So I just want to make that very, very clear, at least for Tesla's future. Now, for economic data, we got the industrial production numbers, the manufacturing numbers. Everything was like so. So manufacturing was a little bit weaker. This is part of why the market ended up tipping a bit. And also, the market already pumped so much as we started off. So we got that pump only to slow down as time went on. But we're still in the green. So it's still like in the middle. But there's not really much else that's coming out in terms of data. So what do I see for Tesla stock? We're looking at 219 as our support. If the 219s fails, we're looking for 217, followed by the 215 area. We have this resistance at not only 220, but also at this 222 zone. If that breaks, we're going to be looking for basically 224. Overall, we're still stuck in the middle, going back and forth, not really doing much. So we'll see what happens at least as time goes on. However, I do want to mention that there is a risk of Tesla dipping a little bit more as the broader market could dip as well before we get some kind of bounce. We're not officially bearish whatsoever. We could just dip a bit before we try to rebound. So please keep that in mind. As far as SPY goes, I'm seeing the same thing. Essentially, we have a interesting trend. We're still bullish overall. It is possible we dip a little bit more and get very close to filling this gap. The low 582s could be tested before this tries to rebound. But I think that the highs are not in yet, and it's still possible for this to pump even more. So don't be overly bearish, guys. I still think there's potential in this chart. I will turn a little bit more bearish if we lose 580.5, but there's no sign of that quite yet. We haven't lost 580.5 to turn more bearish. So overall, even if we do dip a bit more, the odds do favor us trying to bounce back up. above 585. So we're still holding up. SPY is still in the green, up about 0.24%. So it's not doing bad thus far. For ES, we have kind of like this double top like structure. We did dip back down close to our 20 EMA at 58.80. I was calling that level out before we got a bounce back up. So the buyers are still present, they're still defending. We'll have to see if we could try to reclaim 59.20. If that's the case, we could be on our way up to 59.40. So my gut tells me we could dip again, but then this may attempt to rebound for 59.20, close to all-time highs all over again. Nvidia also dipped a bit to gap support at 137. If we had lost 137, I'd be looking for that gap fill in the 135s. But we didn't lose 137. We actually got bought back up there. So we're looking for 140 as our resistance. Is a very tough resistance. We did see Nvidia reject off that area once. If that breaks, 142 is coming. So it's still possible we rebound if we break past 140. I think we could be trying to retest it. And Nvidia is showing some signs of resilience. For Bitcoin, we've been dipping a bit. We're looking at this support at 66,440. We have resistance up here around this 67,500 area. It's possible we dip a little bit more before this tries to rebound for 68,000. So give this the time that it needs. For other factors out there, we also have NQ. NQ is kind of range bound right here. We're looking at support at 20,400 and 20,350. And we have this resistance to watch for 20,600. I think it's possible we dip down to the 20,400 area before it tries to rebound, but this could make a bounce. And if we get back above 20,500, this thing could start pushing back up. I don't think it fully filled this imbalance, so there's potential for it to bounce. As long as we don't lose 20,200, this is favoring that bounce. For the QQQ, this also has potential. We have this imbalance up here as well at 497. As long as we don't lose 492, this could attempt to rebound for 495 plus. If we lose 492, we're looking for 489.5 to 490 is our target. My gut tells me it might dip a little bit more before it tries to rebound, but so far it's holding up quite well. Apple dumped down to about 230 only to get bought back up. We could be on our way back up to 233, so it could attempt to rebound as well. For the IWM Russell 2000, this is holding up very, very well. We're looking for basically 225 as our support, not to mention 223. We could dip a little bit more back down to these levels before it tries to rebound. So watch and see how things end up going. So look for a little bit of a dip on the IWM before that rebound attempt. Coin has been dipping a little bit all the way back down to 200 only to get bought back up. If we were to lose 200, look at 194. As long as you hold above 200, we could attempt to get back up to 210. Amazon has that nuclear news that I talked about in the morning. We're holding our EMAs very nicely so far. As long as we hold above this 186.5 to 187 area, this could rebound for 188. If we lose 186.5, there's a risk of us dipping back down to 185 flat. My gut tells me it might dip a little bit before it tries to rebound. For Meta's trying to rebound right here. We have resistance to watch for around 581 and 584, that entire range, and we have support all the way down here around this 575 area. So Meta is just consolidating between 575 and basically the 580 area. It's going to most likely continue to do so. We did pop a bit, and there is a risk of us actually retesting 575 before it tries to rebound, so keep that in mind. Microsoft is also consolidating. Look at 417 as our support, followed by 414, and we have resistance at 418 and 421. With this structure, we're kind of range bound for now, so it could be tipping back down to 414 before it tries to bounce. So watch and see how it goes. Google's also range bound right over here. It could dip back down to 165, maybe a little bit lower. If 165 doesn't hold, look for 163 before it attempts to rebound. But for now, watch those levels. The VIX has been dipping. It's still dipping with the market, so it hasn't officially, bounced or anything like that. So that's because of the fact that the market is still holding up. SPY is trying to reclaim 584. And then as far as Tesla goes, we're just going to continue to consolidate. I could see Tesla trying to get back above 220, but I think we're going to see a lot of choppy price action for now. And the next major catalyst is going to be earnings for next week. So there's going to be a massive move that's brewing. That's why Tesla's consolidating, because we're getting ready for a big move. It's going to be coming very soon, so be ready for that. Until then, guys, I want to thank you all so much for listening. So have a great day. I'll see you guys very soon in the next one, and peace out.